So I've spent a little over a month deciding whether or not I want to join in on the YouTube scene, and after watching it deteriorate over the last few months, up to a year, I decided, hey, what better time than now to join in on this absolute shit fest. So here I am. Um, I guess this is my channel introduction. Just me killing shit in Dark Souls. I'll make sure to put the zestiest bits in for you, of course, but, yeah. I can't think of anything to talk about, so I'm just gonna talk about my favorite things to buy at Taco Bell. Number one in my top 10 list that really gets me moist down below. It's probably the dollar Frito burrito. I mean, for $1, you really can't go wrong, and it takes you to fucking heaven and beyond, man. You shove that greasy pile of garbage down your throat, and with every individual crunch, you feel an angel busting a nut down from heaven as it rains down upon you. It's magnificent. It's absolutely delicious. Every single second of it. And of course, I like to follow up with a nice big gulp of my Baja Blast, but I don't get ice because ice is for weak bitches. Never get ice in your drinks. It's a scam. Now, that's something I could talk about. Jesus, ice in your drinks. I've never been chilled harder by anyone other than restaurants and restaurant chains. Now, I don't eat at McDonald's for obvious reasons, but I'm also a hypocritical son of a bitch because I eat at Taco Bell. But, you ever been to a McDonald's and you order yourself a Coke, and guys don't drink pop? Like, soda is absolutely awful for you. I mean, Baja Blast is the exception. That's my nectar. That's my lifeblood. But have you ever ordered, like, a Coke or some shit? You're like, yeah, hit me up with this large Coke. And the dude behind the counter is like, okay, it's gonna be $1. And so you're like, alright, yeah, I got $1. So you throw $1 his way, and, shit, son, you got yourself a Coke. Or at least, you fucking thought. You got yourself a cup full of ice with a couple of drops of Coke in there. And then what do? I mean, you can't give it back. You can't demand your money back. Well, I suppose you can, but I mean, that's besides the point. That's not what I'm trying to tell you. Like, when you get yourself a Coke, a fine, fucking delicious beverage that sates your thirst, you expect to have a full cup of Coke. But what do you get? You get a cup of ice. You get chilled. You get bent, spanked, and fucked by these corporations, man. McDonald's and their ice. I bet they want the entire world to be ice. It's all a conspiracy. Next thing you know, you're gonna be waking up in the morning and you're gonna have ice under your pillow. It's from the ice fairy. He left you a birthday surprise, and he's sorry that he missed last year's birthday. It's a new job for him.
How intriguing.
He's hoping you'd understand. But anyway,
You'd better not.
Ice and drinks, dude. It's absolutely ridiculous. You pay, I mean, for starters, you pay a fuck ton of money just for the drink itself. It's marked up over 200% just for the sugary beverage. Something that's not even remotely good for you and only brings you a moment of pleasure, kind of like a hooker, like a Thai hooker, yeah. The ones where you think they don't have a dick, but they have a dick, yeah. It's only a moment of pleasure, and then you feel like shit afterwards. And you have to stop and ask yourself, why am I paying money for this? And why am I allowing them to fuck me out of my money by paying for soda, but only getting ice? And it's not like it's a conscious decision for these workers. It's just how they're trained to do it, And God rest their poor souls, having to work a minimum wage job, especially with shitty clientele, always coming in and fucking in their hover rounds and trying to bust down over the counter just so they can get themselves a fucking McFlurry. I feel bad for the people that work at places like that, but it is how, they're trained. They're trained to give you a shit ton of ice and give you a little bit of pop because that's how they stretch their margins. That's how they make their money. They're giving you more of something that's free for everyone all around, and less of something that costs money for them. And they're charging you like they're giving you the actual amount of what you're paying for. You know, it's all a shill, man. You're just getting fucked out of your money. It's bullshit. But I mean, it is what it is, I guess. But yeah. Anyway, that's enough about that rant. From Taco Bell, I also enjoyed the cheesy gordita crunch. That's a good one. Or the Crunchwrap Supreme. Oh shit! Don't even get me started about the Crunchwrap Supreme. That thing, fucking, it's in my dreams. Every single night, I roll over, I grab my fucking Dakimakura, give the titty a little squeeze, and then I think about that fucking Crunchwrap Supreme, man. Every single night. My dreams are invaded by sour cream and Fritos. I think that's something that Taco Bell really got right, was the inclusion of Fritos into their meals. Like that Frito burrito, you can't go wrong with it, especially if it's fresh, straight out of the kitchen. That shit's cash, man. And same with the fucking Crunchwrap. I mean, they're not as good when you have like a half-hour drive home, and then you're just just kind of praying that there's still a little bit of crispness to those Fritos, but there never is. They're soggy. It's just ass by the time you get home. It would have been better to fucking go to Wendy's and have them shit you out of fucking Frosty, and then just gobbled that son of a bitch down.
Welcome home,
But, when you get them fresh, they're fantastic. The more I think about it, the more I realize I don't like fast food, but, I mean, it is what it is. Taco Bell's the exception. It's fine Mexican cuisine right there. You can't find any better places to get Mexican food. Or Hispanic food. Sorry. I've been to many Mexican-oriented restaurants. Like, for example, where I live, there's a couple places like Sagebrush and, Casa Real. That shit's pretty fucking good, dude. That is authentic Mexican cuisine. That is my absolute favorite. But there's something about Taco Bell that it just really hits home for me. Maybe it's the fact that I could walk in there and buy myself a meal with some pocket change and a couple paper clips and some lint. I walk out of there with a fucking taco 12-pack and a boner. I mean, I walked in with a boner, but still. Maybe it's the brilliance of getting food for fucking nothing and having it be decent still. It costs me more money to get a week's worth of meals at the local Kroger or Meijer than it does just to get a week's worth of meals at fucking Taco Bell. It's astounding to me. Like, I can go in and for $1 a day feed myself dinner. It's brilliant. Or $3 if I want to make it breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I'll just get fucking 3 Frito burritos. Shit's cash, man. And then, there's gonna be someone in the comments who's like, no, that's not true. You're right. It is true. Fucking, it costs too much to go and buy myself a box of cereal that's only gonna last me fucking 2 hours, because I'm gonna sit on the couch once I have the munchies and pound it while I watch Pineapple Express. But with a Frito burrito, there's an end to it. A box of cereal, the end for me is at the bottom of the box. When the munchies kick in. But then, that Frito burrito, once my teeth start hitting the wrapper, that's when I realize, oh shit, there's no more burrito. So I crumple it up and I throw it away, and then I stop eating. That's portion control at its finest. That's another excellent tactic employed by Taco Bell. They're absolutely brilliant, man. Taco Bell is my Lord and Savior. If I die and there happens to be, the Christian gods in play, it's not some other, random god like fucking Yahweh or Allah, and I make it up to those pearly gates, I hope those pearly gates resemble the brown brick walls of a Taco Bell. That's what I hope for in the future. But yeah, Eddie Dix, it's been cool.